So let's talk about maths. Sometimes maths can be really scary, with symbols that look like this, making up equations that look like these. But what do these equations mean? How do they relate to the world around us? Well, in this series, I'm going to be breaking down simple math equations that we use every day to try and see how they work. But don't worry, you don't need to have an advanced degree in mathematics to understand any of this. If I've done my job correctly, you should be able to understand all of this with the basic knowledge of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So today, I'm going to try and answer one of the questions that I get asked quite often. Why is the factorials and exponents of 0 equal to 1? So let's get into it. But first, because I've spent a lot of time on it, let's roll the intro. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Atriya, and I've never had my name spelled correctly at any Starbucks. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking about factorials and exponents of 0. But before I do, I would like to ask you guys to please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It would really help me out and I can keep on making these sciencey videos. Okay, so let's get into it. So let's start by trying to understand what an exponential actually is. An exponential is nothing but repeated multiplication of a number. When we write x to the power y, what we actually mean is that we want to multiply x with itself y times. So let's look at an example. So what happens if we write 3 to the power 4? That means we should multiply 3 4 times, which will give us 81. But what happens if we write 3 to the power 0? Well, you might be inclined to think that this will equal 0 because we don't multiply 3 any number of times. But that's actually not correct. It equals 1. And I will try and explain why this equals 1. To understand this, let's look at increasing exponentials of a real number. Over here, we are going to pick the number 3 as an example, but in reality, you could have picked any number. Okay, so let's write down the increasing exponentials of 3. What is 3 to the power 1? Well, it's 3. What is 3 to the power 2? Well, 9. What is 3 to the power 3? 27. What is 3 to the power 4? 81. And we can keep on going like this. So the interesting thing happens when we go the opposite way, when we go bottom to top. So we can divide 3 to the power 4 by 3 to get the value of 3 to the power 3, which is equal to 27. We divide 27 by 3 to get 9, which is the value of 3 to the power 2. We divide that by 3 to get the value of 3 to the power 1, and now we have no reason to think that this pattern would change if we keep on going further. So now if we divide 3 to the power 1 by 3, we get 1, which is the value of 3 to the power 0. That's what you see here. In fact, we can keep on going like this. We can divide this by 3 again, which will give us the value of 3 to the power minus 1, which is equal to 1 by 3. We divide that by 3, and this will give us 1 by 9, which is the value of 3 to the power minus 2. So as you can see, as you move bottom to top, the pattern does not change, and that is why 3 to the power 0 equals 1. Now we use 3 here as an example, but in reality, we could have used any number, and this pattern would still hold true. And this is why any number raised to the power 0 is equal to 1. So this analysis also gives us a way to look at mathematics in general. So mathematics is an imagined system that has its own set of rules and patterns. Think of a language you speak, English for example. It has a set of universal rules and patterns that we created to understand what the person in front is telling us. Similarly, mathematics is a language. It has its own set of rules and patterns that everyone must follow to understand what the real world, what the universe is trying to tell us. So now that we have talked about exponents of 0, let's talk about factorials of 0. So let's first start by understanding what a factorial is. So this is what a factorial looks like. It has a number x followed by an exclamation point. And what this equation is telling us is to keep on multiplying all the positive integer numbers till we reach x. A small side note, an integer is any number that is whole and does not have any fractions. For example, these numbers are integers and these are not. That is why when we have the factorial of a number, we multiply all the positive integer numbers less than or equal to the value of x. For example, if we take the factorial of 4, this will be equal to 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, right? Like here. If we take the factorial of 12, let's say, we multiply 1 into 2 into 3 and keep on going till we reach 12. This is basically what a factorial stands for. But then what is the factorial of 0? What numbers do we multiply to get 0 factorial? Well, to understand this, we must go back to patterns again. Okay, let's write it down. 1 factorial equal to 1, 2 factorial equal to 2, 3 factorial equal to 6, 4 factorial equal to 24, and 5 factorial equal to 120. And we can keep on going like this. And now, you know what to do, right? Let's go bottom to top. If we divide 5 factorial by 5, we get the value of 4 factorial, which is 24. If we divide 4 factorial by 4, we get the value of 3 factorial, which is 6. Divide that by 3, you get 2 factorial, which is 2. Divide that by 2, and you get 1 factorial, which is 1. And now, here we are. To get the value of 0 factorial, we just divide the value of 1 factorial by 1, which comes back to 1. Exactly. So 0 factorial is 1, and this is how we arrive at this conclusion. So now we have seen why the factorial of 0 and the exponent of 0 always equals 1. We have to keep in mind that this has nothing to do with anything that we are measuring or any technology. This is basically a study of patterns. But this analysis can actually be applied to understand and interpret the real world. Okay, so I'm going to stop here today. I hope this lecture was interesting and we learned something new. If you have any questions and clarifications, please leave them down in the comments below and I'll try and answer them. I hope my explanations were clear and simple, and if you have any feedback about it, please feel free to let me know. Again, comment down below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It will really help me out. Also, if you like these kind of videos, check out the video up here, where I explain why we humans can see things in 3D. If you have any ideas or any concepts that you would like me to discuss in future videos, please leave a comment below and I will address them in a future video. Thank you for watching the video and I'll see you next time. Stay safe. Bye-bye.